And what it should do is it should record this video and save it on the computer, and it also should stream here, and you should see it come up. There's a delay on it. That's just natural, kind of. And so whatever we do on here will play through there.
It's quite a delay.
Yeah, it's quite a delay. So really what you want to be watching is this screen here.
Yeah.
That's what's going out to the world. What the delay does do is it means you can, if you go in here, you can end the stream before the last 10 seconds goes out if you really need to.
Okay.
That's probably a desperation measure if someone gets really gross and profane or something, which we're not expecting. So I wouldn't worry about that.
It's always when you least expect it.
Yeah, it's true. Yes, and so then as you're doing that, you can transition between them. The thing for you to remember with this camera is Ash will probably be moving around depending on what's going on.
Yes.
So she might move around so that you can see a musician or you can see whatever. My recommendation would be to try not to be on that camera while it's moving, just because it's really shaky. It's not the end of the world. Doesn't matter that much. The aim of this is for Ed's parents especially, but kind of other family and friends around the world, to be able to see and especially hear what's going on, right? So that's my main goal, and that's the reason we're doing it. It's not kind of for the fun of it.
Yeah.
Right. So if it's a little bit shaky or the transition doesn't work or the angle's not quite right, like it's not the end of the world. We don't care so much about that. We want to focus on especially getting the sound right and just kind of at least seeing what's going on.
So the recording, does that just record what's on program, or will it also record the cameras that are not in use at the time?
It'll just record what's on program.
Okay.
It won't record the cameras that aren't in use. So whatever happens here is what will be recorded. It also gets recorded when you live stream to YouTube, but that's kind of a fail-safe. If the internet drops out or something, we'll have the recording. If the internet dies, obviously try and get it back up or whatever it is, but keep the recording running, because then at least we can send it out later of like, the internet died, but we've got the recording of it.
Cool. Is this live right now?
This is live right now, so you should be able to go and find that, and that's one of the tests that probably is worth doing for you, to even have your phone with like a pair of headphones or something to check that the sound's happening. Because we kind of, from this computer, we kind of can't check the sound easily, because it ruins, like it kind of, you get in a feedback loop.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's just funny. When you type in Test Run with Jesse, there's a video on there that says Test Run with Jesse from 9 years ago.
Okay.
It's kind of funny.
I can't remember I think my channel's just called Michael Davis, which is not super exciting. You'll be on a different channel as well, but it works the same. I've created an email address and a channel for Ed and Karina.
Okay, cool. That's pretty wild that just didn't come up straight away.
Yeah. Should be able to.
If we can. Named Michael Davis.
Wonder if we can share it with you.
There's actually quite a few Michael Davises.
You on WhatsApp? Can I share it with you on WhatsApp?
Sure. Do you have a profile picture? On your YouTube?
Yes. I do have a profile.
Michael Davis.
Yeah, it's really unhelpful. That's you there, I think. Send it. Send that sucker. You get it? All right, there's the link. Everyone that's watching it on the day will be using a link to the. We're going to give them a link to the channel specifically, because if you can see the channel, then you can wait for a live. It's restricted. This video is restricted. Please check the Google Workspace Administrator. What?
Well, it plays on WhatsApp. Like, you know how you can get the videos up? Like, it's playing right now.
I've got open. It's public though. It
That
shouldn't.
might be just my phone,
Oh, okay.
potentially. Or maybe. Look.
Oh, there you go.
Those are words that I said.
Yeah.
And it's going to keep recording things that I'm saying and then catching up.
Yeah, and it's also going to record what that's doing, and
And I'm watching myself.
yeah, it's trippy.
speaking words
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah. So I don't know if you want to sit there and press buttons and have a play,
Okay.
just so you're familiar with the system. Yeah, and it's also going to record what that's doing.
So weird.
It's trippy. Yeah.
Basically, the only thing
So,
I want
don't
to
know,
do
if
is
you want
this.
to create a feedback loop if you keep the video playing.
Okay.
Just so
Yeah.
it's recording itself.
Make sure you're listening to this.
So weird. It's trippy.
Basically, the only thing I want to do is this.
Just create a feedback loop if you keep the video playing.
Oh.
It's recording itself.
Make sure you're listening to this.
That was pretty hard.
Basically, the only thing I want to do is this.
Oh, that's funny. We should also make sure you're not live still. I don't think you're live still.
Okay, so good. I completely forgot that I need to go back out.
Yeah, sorry. Oh, that's funny.
Ah!
And your vision's probably terrible at the moment because I'm moving the camera.
True, I'm supposed to transition. Transition. I'm going to put you on the transition.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. Oh, this is freaky.
Oh, it's freaking out. Look, you're like maxing out the sound button. And yeah, so I don't know how much control you'll have over it. It'll be something that I test on. So, just mute it. There you go. Probably something that I'll do on the test run on Friday as well. I'll do an actual stream on Friday. You could watch that if you wanted to. See how it works.
Sure.
But what you want is your sound, your maxes for your sound, you want them pretty much, like definitely in the yellow, touching the red's fine. You don't want it maxing all the way out, but you don't want it sitting down here.
Okay.
Because
That's
you-
too low.
yeah, essentially what you want is for the people watching to be able to turn it down.
Right.
Right? You want them to have control of the volume, but if you don't give them enough volume, then
That makes sense.
you can't get it loud enough.
Yeah.
That was a big issue that we were having with the church live stream for ages, is we weren't putting out enough sound.
So you
We
have to
couldn't work
turn
out
it
why,
up.
but we've worked out why now. But we weren't putting out enough sound, and so people were going, it's too quiet, and we can't turn it up anymore. So you want to give enough volume that people can turn it down again if they need to.
That makes sense.
So yeah, you'll want, and you get less control with the red box thing, but you can control that through the sound desk normally.
Okay.
Like the sound desk, depending on which outputs, like different outputs, you can make different volumes on most sound desks. So I'll play with that. I'll talk to. There's an actual sound tech that's sitting on the sound desk.
Cool.
So you'll probably be fairly close to him, depending on where he's set up. I don't actually know the orientation of everything. The problem is with this phone, I've got a 3 meter cable for it, but
That's not very
it'll
long.
be on a nice. No, that one's not very long. 3 meters is as long as I could get without waiting like months for it to come from overseas somewhere.
Yeah.
China job. So you're going to have to be vaguely close to wherever that's set up. But I can play with that on Friday and work out the best spots for that.
Fair enough.
I don't know the layout of everything. Ed had a layout, which was like everyone vaguely in the middle, and then like the musicians like in the four corners surrounding everyone,
Oh.
which I think was ambitious. I'm not sure.
Musicians surround
Well,
all in
that,
separate.
I think that was kind of what he had in his head. I
Wow.
don't know if it's actually practical or whether it's going to happen or not.
That'd
but-
be purely aesthetic though, right? Because they're all going through.
Yeah, I
the
don't,
system.
I don't really know what the purpose of it was, but
Yeah.
like it would have looked cool
Mm-hmm.
and like been a cool experience for people there of like the music's coming from around you, but
It looks like it.
it makes the musician's job a heck of a lot harder because they can't see each other.
You got a sign language.
Just going by ear.
And ear from far away.
Yes, and all that. So I don't know. And in that plan, he had no spot for where the kind of the central technology systems are happening. So I don't know where you'll be based, but we can work that out. It doesn't really matter. For your job, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
For the most part, you can just be kind of watching, like you can be part of the ceremony. I'm hoping that you're not so engrossed in the computer that you can't enjoy what's going on.
I'm sure that'll be okay.
It's just kind of a vague monitoring of it and changing the camera angle.
I'll probably be more.
Yeah, I find you get quite engaged in it
Mhm.
because you're paying attention to what's going on. The other thing I find, probably don't want to do it too much for a wedding because people are going to be engaged anyway.
Mhm.
But we've found that more regular camera angle changes are better than leaving it on one angle for too long.
Yeah.
People get bored,
Mhm.
right? Especially watching a screen, you don't get all the external input of things happening around you. You can't look around at the trees or whatever. You've only got what's on the screen.
You should have a tree cam.
Yeah. So our general rule for services is during songs we try and change the camera angle every verse or chorus.
Mm-hmm.
And every time the music changes, we try and change the camera angle with it, more or less. And during speaking and sermons especially, we try and change the camera angle kind of at least once a minute.
Yeah, okay.
Changing the camera angle can just be, like, the two angles don't need to be changing, but like just flicking between them just gives some change in visual stimulus. Obviously, this job is a little bit different because your aim is actually to capture the moment, right?
Yeah.
So if what Ash has got can't capture everything, then you want to be on the other one so that people can see. It's more of a record than an engaged, like, Ed's parents are going to be engaged anyway because it's Ed's wedding, right?
Yeah.
Like, people don't
Whoever's
go to a wedding and go, that wasn't interesting enough. They go, I want to see the wedding. So that's
That makes sense.
Yeah. So like I completely trust you in terms of what you want to do with it, in terms of what angles you pick and all the rest of it. But that's your aims.
Yeah.
In it is you're remembering that it's a wedding that you're trying to share with people that can't be there. So.
And it's not trying to be a film.
Yeah. No. If it's not trying to be a film. We're not professional filmmakers. The point of a live stream is so that people can be part of what's going on. So, have that as your aim, and you'll go well.
Yeah, cool. And this doesn't have any capabilities of like camera manipulation, like zooms or stuff like that.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that one probably does. I don't know if this app has. Oh yeah. Okay, this app's got zoom. What we'll do as well, we tested it last night. Is if you send a message to Ash's phone, it won't come up on that screen, but it'll come up on her screen. So what we'll do is we'll kind of put you two in communication with each other. So you can flick her a message if you want her to do something else, or you kind of go, can you give us a more zoomed photo, or like you're aiming a little bit too far left or something.
That'd be very
We'll put you two in conversation with each other. I don't know what the best platform for that is. Probably not an internet platform, so you want probably just text messages.
Yeah.
Is best for that. We'll save as much bandwidth as we can for video transmission.
Makes sense.
I think we're going to have limited internet, so.
True. We're on a farm.
Yeah.
On a mountain that's
I think it's going to be. I've been told there's a Wi-Fi dongle that exists, but I don't know how. I don't even know if that's going to be better than just using my phone.
Yeah, true. And phone service is okay?
Well, what are you on? I think Telstra works.
I'm Optus, so
You're Optus.
not amazing.
Well, I mean, as soon as you get down there, I'd say check it. And if we need to, we can steal someone else's phone.
Yeah.
For that purpose. That's fine. I'm happy with
cool.
that.
That streaming takes a fair bit of internet. Should be something. Doesn't
Yeah, I mean theoretically that's streaming it via just the hotspot from my phone,
it? Okay.
right? And it's got a
Well,
it's given you a little green box to say we're all good in terms of how much we're using.
Mm-hmm.
So that, but we've got fairly good
Got 4
phone
lines.
signal here,
Yeah.
right? So that'll be helping. It might be a bit more struggle down there, but that's just what we got to work with. That's part of the reason we're recording as well. So we need to definitely make sure we're recording.
So we can watch it back.
So we can, yeah. So we can. I would say almost we've definitely. I'll watch the YouTube back, and if the YouTube's good, then we can send that to all the you send the link to that, and everyone can just go and watch it on YouTube.
Yeah, just
But
tell
if
them we
we-
actually started 2 hours later than we did.
Yeah, or whatever. Yeah, but if the YouTube comes through and it's not, it's a bit patchy and things, that's when we'll send out just the digital file to people, or we'll re-upload to YouTube. That might be the way to go.
Yeah.
But I can cross that bridge when we come to it.
Burn that bridge when we come to it.
Yeah.
Cool.
So are you happy?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. Feel like you've given me everything I need to succeed.
Okay.
I appreciate that.
I mean, I'll be there, right?
Yeah.
So if it's an absolute disaster and you really need some help, which I doubt you will,
We can swap
then
places.
I'll be standing there. You can just stand up the front and look pretty, and I'll pretend to know what I'm doing. But yeah, and then just at the end of the stream, which I mean, probably at the end of the service, you probably want to leave it running for a little bit. You'll get a little bit of the chat and stuff, and we can just kind of
And
end stream there is the easiest I find. And then it's done.
Congrats.